When you're talking about the 2008 thing, you need to examine the circumstances why 2008 thing happened. It was all about greed. It was all about greed, and I would not now hesitate in saying that if you had organizations like Swile before, 2008 could have been prevented. If you had business leaders or conscious leaders, who would have thought that greed is not the only thing which is driving business. Money, making money is important. No business can survive without making money.
Correct.
Profitability is required to survive for any organization. But when it becomes the only motivator to run the business, then you get it wrong. So when he's talking about holistic or I'm saying it's more looking at the softer aspect and things like that. I think when you look at business more from the perspective of society at large, people, softer aspect, then I think you can prevent a lot of things which are happening in the businesses right now. See, we have 2 right now, and I'm doing few more in the next few days. So I think tomorrow or maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're visiting them again. Both of them are different in different functions, and if I were to compare them, I don't like doing that, but if I were to compare them, I think they're more, they're unique. I have one person in sales who is very different than the rest of my sales team. And he is making a lot of difference. The other person is in another function, and so you can clearly see that people are different and they're making contributions which you would have not got from other institute. I have people from other institute also. Yes.
From which business schools you have?
I have from MDI. I have from a couple of them are from IM also. So they're from good.
But a lot of students from here, like we have in many areas. They are the students who have for our internships. They come here. We have our we have our SRF Foundation, and they have contributed a lot in that in terms of in terms of the community partnership kind of projects that they have done. For private organizations, for us, that has no meaning. I mean, if I'm picking up somebody from an organized B school, Soil doesn't have any such thing. Why am I picking up? I'm looking at the quality of student. I'm not looking at whether he has a stamp of AICT or not. So we would not bother about an institute, whether the institute has AICT approval or not. So the person has done very well in an environment. That environment is that of maybe academics, has done excellent there. When the person comes into another environment, there is one competency which is absolutely essential that we look for, and I think every organization looks for, that the person can adapt to the new environment. And that is what makes change. If somebody comes with a chip on the shoulder saying, I'm 99 percentile, I'm a gold medalist, you were in that environment and you got the benefit of that in terms of quick selection, getting into an organization. So you can, in terms of crossing the boundary, you had an advantage. Once you have crossed the boundary, you are this side, how adaptable are you to change to the requirement of this place? So that is where, if I succeed, that means I have in me that aspect as well. If I don't succeed, then 99 percentile chip on the shoulder has no meaning, because you're back into a real world where you have to do things which are needed to be done here. Goals are here, objective is here, your targets are here, your environment is this. In this environment you succeed, you become a 99 percentiler here also.
Yep.
So you will become a star, you will definitely go fast. So it is not that every 99 percentiler can do this. So I mean, it's going by only what has been beyond the boundary. I don't think that's the right thing to do.
And more pertinent to India, your ability to manage chaos makes a difference. And if you can manage that chaos and understand the situation well and adapt to it, as he said, then you will be a leading organization, you will be a leading person. And I think understanding that chaos, managing that chaos requires a lot of deep understanding of issues. I mean, generic issues, business issues, right? And that's where I connected to again back to soil. That when you're being more society oriented, more business oriented, and understanding the situation as a whole, then you can be more successful than just being merely number driven or a skill driven.